Hey everyone. Today's not a great looking day for me. No makeup, no hair. It is now it's the 1st of December and it is 5:30 p.m. I'm sitting in traffic and I'm heading home. I received some disturbing news this morning of an old friend who committed suicide. The details of the suicide is still uncertain, and I know that everybody that was close to her will have assumptions and come to some conclusion of why she decided to take her life. You know, this particular friend, or call her an ex-friend, because we had stopped talking for I think 2 years. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. And I call her a friend because at a stage in my life she was somebody that I confided in. She was somebody that I trusted. We went on trips, we traveled together, we went on international trips together, and I would really only share my true vulnerable side with a select few people, and she was one of those select few people. But the one thing I told her was about my childhood trauma, my abuse, being repeatedly abandoned as a little girl, the feeling of not belonging. And so, I had a really, really severe abandonment wound, which was triggered prior to my breakdown, my nervous breakdown. So if this is the first time you are watching this channel, my name is Lucia van Buren. I'm 43 years old. I'm a near-death survivor. I had a brain aneurysm in 2021. I was given 30% chance of survival. And the very next year, I had a full-on nervous breakdown where I was diagnosed with severe generalized anxiety disorder and depression. And I am on a journey of healing right now. Over the last few years, I've understood childhood trauma and how it shows up in adults. I've been on tried almost every alternative to antidepressants, homeopathic, and I've just tried all methods possible when it came to my depression and my anxiety. There was a point where I felt quite dependent on benzos, which are really, really bad for you. But it really was the only thing that could numb the pain, the trauma, silence the inner voices. And this friend of mine that passed away this morning, she asked my mom one day, did Lucia really go through the trauma that she says she went through as a child? And my mom told me about this, and there was definitely a lot of distrust. And I asked myself, why on earth would a friend of mine question my childhood trauma and what I went through? This is somebody I trusted. This is somebody that I considered to be a confidant. And it just, our friendship fizzled out. But there was a point in my life where she added value to my life, and I'm sure I did the same for her. She always said that one day at my funeral, the one thing that I want to be known for is being a server. And she indeed was a server. She would spoil her nephews, her friends. She would buy the most extravagant presents for everyone. And again, this is, just my observation. I could be wrong. But after not having any contact with her for the last 2 years, I haven't heard from her. I don't see her. I remember sending her a message on WhatsApp saying, listen, I think you crossed the boundary by asking my mom if I really had the trauma that I said I had. And I can't exactly remember what I said to her in the message, and I just said to her, it's quite disappointing that you would not take my word for it. And, of course, it's quite hurtful for me to hear that from my mom, and my mom saying, look, that was rather disturbing that, a close friend, well, at the time, I thought she was a really, really close friend. I thought that, would question whether my trauma was real. And so that ended. But, tomorrow I'm having my next ketamine therapy, and again, it's about the reprogramming, the neuroplasticity. And I'm so committed to this journey of healing from my trauma, from my depressions, from my anxiety, from my PTSD, my CPTSD, because it is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. There's nothing I want more in my life than to be healthy, emotionally, physically, mentally, because